There we go. Welcome back, guys. Welcome to another Thursday with Michael and myself, Caroline Kane, Michael Frankie, and Caroline Kane. It's going to be a shorter episode today. We have a lot of stuff going on in our businesses and everything, but we wanted to make sure that we were in here to provide some value to you guys. So thank you guys for showing up. Joe Thomas, I see you're over there on Michael's YouTube. Welcome, welcome.
What's up, Joe?
Guys, love having you guys in here. And then if you guys are on Instagram Live, we are over here on YouTube, so you can come ask your questions. But the main thing is we just want to be consistent because that's the secret and the name to the game on how to be successful here. So, Michael, actually, I'm going to ask you a question. I just started 2 door knockers for me. And
love it.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't do this sooner. It has been a game changer because when I'm in meetings like this, or if I'm not available, they're able to jump in and just continue making the calls, even though they don't know what to do.
So you've experienced leverage for the first time.
Oh my, what was I doing? What have I been doing before?
I did it alone much longer than you, so no judgment at all.
Well,
it's very freeing.
It's, oh my gosh. I mean, at least when you were you doing anything else when you were door knocking, or were you only door knocking?
Oh, I was doing a lot of different outreach techniques, but usually I would use door knocking to, of course, try to get a hold of the client first. But usually it was just more of a reconnaissance thing. It's like you're seeing if the house is vacant, you're trying to talk to neighbors, etc. Oddly enough, it was funny. I was with my daughter this morning doing a dental thing. HGTV was on in the lobby. I don't watch TV, right? So it was this flipping show in Hawaii, and there was a sub 2 hat. One of the guys was wearing a sub 2 hat in the show, and I was like, that's hilarious. Well, anyway, they were just driving for dollars, and they saw this incredibly beat up house, and they went and talked to the neighbor about it, and the neighbor hooked them up with the homeowner, and they ended up buying this deal. So it was pretty cool this morning that someone went and talked to the neighbor, and I saw sub 2. I messaged Pace about it. He thought it was pretty neat. So.
It's actually the people that are on that show. They're the sub 2 accountability group leaders in Hawaii. That's Tristan and Kamal High.
So maybe I'm late to this. I don't watch TV.
That's okay. They just had their TV premiere like 2 weeks ago. They're really good people. They came out. They revisited the mastermind in August or June of last year. They're really good people. So if you're ever out there, they are some of the nicest people I've met and stuff too. What's up, everybody? So that is funny that I saw the same one where it's I think it's her brother is wearing the hat, wearing the sub 2 hat. So what are the chances that the marketing goes everywhere?
Well, with how many people there are these days in sub 2, pretty significant probably.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You know what? We have 13,000 people in the community right now. It's only going to grow. But I had a question for you. So one of my door knockers got a hold of I called him first. And then I was like, all right, hey, I got the lead. You continue talking to him because he speaks Spanish. And my door knockers speak Spanish, which is great because we've got a lot of homeowners out here in Phoenix that Spanish is their first language. Now, we spoke with him, and his auction is on next Thursday. We need to get title open to do a prelim to see if we can stop it and everything. And now he's been ghosting us. We got a hold of him, and he's been ghosting us. What would you do in this scenario?
It's tough because you don't know exactly what they're thinking. No matter how many times you've gone through these situations, everyone has their reasons, and we can assume the worst, that they're ghosting us. But many times you've got to remember these people are going through something. Perhaps their cell phone got shut off. Perhaps their electric got shut off. They could be in assisted living or anything. It's hard to know. In those situations, if they ghost me, generally, I just go out to the house or continue to be persistent, because if they're ghosting you, there's one of 2 things. Something's really happened that's wrong, or 2, they're really leaning into other options. Maybe not necessarily another investor, but they're looking into a reinstatement. They got contacted by a bankruptcy attorney. Maybe a loan modification came through. It's hard to say. The thing I've been successful with in the past when they've ghosted is really simple. I just send a ghost emoji. It's just almost like laughable. So then it breaks the ice. But I usually do that, or I'll go out to the house in person and just say, hey, I hadn't heard from you. We had good conversations. I thought we were moving forward. And then I didn't hear from you. I got a little worried. I just wanted to make sure you were okay, see if there was any value I could provide. But if they're ghosting you, they're ghosting everyone else. So that's when you get the opportunity to shine, keep pursuing them. And people generally appreciate that. I know most people on this chat are going to think that, I'm being annoying if I continue to follow up. I'm going to push them away. I don't know how many times I've had people that were appreciative that I was persistent once the transaction's closed. But there is no perfect formula for when they ghost. You just got to keep going after it. Like I think someone over here mentioned my 117 times video. You just got to keep after it, knowing that if you have enough leads and you get enough opportunities, you're going to get contracts. Some of them will fall out, which sucks. But if you have enough opportunities, it's not like a world-ending thing. If something falls out of your pipeline, you have others to, go after as well. So
and you know what? So that's the other thing I was telling them, because I brought them in, and I had 2 weeks ago, guys, I brought these door knockers in. Tomorrow will be 2 weeks. And I was getting all of the leads myself, and we had a small list because I'm like, well, I can only hit so many houses every day. But my biggest concern was bringing them in, because if one of them was on a different team, and I was like, how's it going? She said, well, I haven't closed the deal since September. And I'm like, oh. And she's like, I even talked to like my lead managers or my people in charge. Like, you know what? These really aren't that motivated of leads, and I'm sorry. And I'm just like, I remember when I started calling for somebody else, and I was like, dude, I would get to the office at 7 a.m. because I was in Arizona, and I'd call Eastern time leads, and I'd leave at like 6 or 7 p.m. because I'd call Western Coast leads. And I was calling all of these leads, and they didn't need to sell. And I'm like, I know I'm doing the work here. I might not have all the answers, but frequency wise, I should be getting something under contract. But I was calling lists that were expired listing, for sale by owner, things that were on market, and they didn't need to sell. And one of the things that we've talked about a few times on here, and if you guys are new, please let us know if this is your first time on our live. Like, comment on the side chats. If you're on Instagram Live, come over to YouTube so we can see you. Tell us where you are, where you need help. We want to know what we should be doing on these lives so we can add value. I got Michael to sneak away from his daughter for a little bit to come on this live. So we have a limited time today while his daughter's recovering that he's going to be here. What's up, Greg? Greg Clark, I was telling you about him. But I want to make sure that you guys are getting value from us and you're getting the answers that you need. But with my team, my biggest concern for them to be successful is having enough leads to hit, because I'm having them both hit the same list, because you never know who's going to pick up. Maybe they like the guy better than they like the girl, or maybe it's just the time of day when you're contacting them. Actually, one of the girls on my team, she texted us like, oh, this guy answered me finally. He works during nights and he's sleeping during the day. And I know we've covered that, but my biggest thing was making sure we had enough leads for them. And I actually wrote out a structure of their day for them, because like, can you give me a daily structure of how I should do everything? Because when people are getting started, they don't know what they don't know.
Yeah.
And I know
it's interesting. I don't mean to interrupt. We'll go right back to that. But the biggest issue with salespeople and not being successful, the number one thing is not knowing how to do their job. And that doesn't just mean they're clueless on your product or what they're trying to sell. It's more that daily decision making of what do I do today to generate leads. And that's what I've been working on in my company for the last year or so, is removing that daily decision making, the administrative work, trying to figure out what you're going to do, and just have it given to your acquisition people. That way, all they have to do is wake up, go to work, take action, no thought. That way they're fresh. But go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say the biggest thing, and I appreciate it. Look at this. Indigo said, my favorite YouTube live. I love you guys saying that's the whole reason why we do this. We want to make sure we're cutting all the learning curves down for you. But I have all of their stuff for them. We have the phone number skipped. They just need a dial. And they have now they're over 100 doors each. And we've gotten a few auctions stopped. We have one house under contract from it. And they didn't even know what to say. They're going. And right now they're just setting appointments up for me to talk to the person. They're there in person. They call me. They're on speakerphone. I've been recording the call so they can listen to it after the fact. You guys don't have to have everything. Rome wasn't built in a day. Go talk to homeowners that have problems and need help, and just care. Be genuine. and let them. And this is we did a role play yesterday morning, my team and I, and the girl, one of them, they did a role play, and I was like, let's work on this because it's all repetition while they're getting the hang of everything. And I let her do her role play, and she was like, and we're going to help you stay in your home. And I was like, whoa, don't make that promise. There's not a guarantee that we can help you stay in your home. So everybody in on this live, no doubt, I have absolute belief and conviction. And this is what you need as somebody trying to convince somebody that you can help them. You have to believe that you can help them. I know without a doubt in my mind that we can stop an auction. Now, do I know that I can keep them in the home? No. But I know without a doubt in my mind that we can stop an auction. And when you're going up to these homeowners, you can have that certainty that you can stop an auction. Will they be able to keep their home? I don't know. Will we be able to save their credit? Like, there's so many other factors. But that's really helped my team because they know they have my support. I've been making sure that I have processes written out for them, because when you're new, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know how you should do the calls. You don't know what to say. But if you're getting out and you're having that frequency, and they're starting to see now, like the newer one of them's in the process right now this week, she's helping a homeowner stop his auction and getting his mortgage reinstated. And it's really cool because that's our first priority. And we all have the same agenda moving forward. But I told them coming into this, they are not going to get anything under contract in the first 100 days. Like, I gave them that expectation, and one of them got a property under contract in the first 2 weeks. So if you guys are in here and you're having the conversations with homeowners that need to sell or stop the auction, whatever the situation may be, and you know that you get enough contacts out, it's going to help you be successful. So I just wanted to say that for all of you. You don't have to have all the answers. Work with somebody who does. Copy off of somebody who's done it before, who's been really successful in it. Have a time to be able to copy off of them and do what they do, and use that for yourself. Literally, I use these at times. Like, Michael, you're a busy guy. I'll text you. I probably won't hear back from you sometimes for a day because you're a parent. You have so many things going on. But I always look forward to Thursday because I get this one little time with Michael and I can ask him for help. And in this time, you guys should be taking notes, guys. Snag the questions in the side chat. Raise your hand to come up on stage with us and we'll answer it. So I just wanted to say that for everybody on here. You don't have to have all the answers. Just go do the work and it'll come back and help you out. I like that. Tanisha just said, I'm following Michael's blueprint, literally going through and rebuilding my power team. Tanisha's not going through pre-foreclosures too, because this is no matter what the market is. If it's a trending upward market, trending downward market, there are families that need our help to stop this financial hardship that's on them. Anything that you want to add in here for new people, Michael, before I go through the questions on the side chat?
Guys, obviously action's important. I've talked about it many times. The first 2 doors I ever knocked, I got contracts and made $90,000 on those 2 deals. Is that normal? No. But you get rewarded for taking action. Everyone's amount of time until they ink a deal is going to be different. But you just heard Caroline say she had 2 new people that didn't really know what they were doing. And we have a contract within 2 weeks. So if you come on to these lives or watch either one of our YouTube channels, gather a little information, gather a little bit of know-how, I kind of practice that conversation path and then get out there and do something, it's likely within 30 days you could have a really good opportunity. So I think we have some questions over here.
Oh, we have so many questions in here. So let's go to this first one that I see by, and everybody that came over here from the newbie Zoom, what's up? I see you on here. David just said, how do you go about skip tracing pre-foreclosures? I'm having issues getting correct contact information. We've covered that a few times in our lives here. The first place to always go, and we give you guys resources to do this for free. First place to find pre-foreclosure information, auction.com. That's uploaded every single day. It's very accurate. I actually have my team sometimes cross-reference our data from auction.com because it's updated so often. And then truepeoplesearch.com. So I'll throw both of those up. And the last thing I'm going to say, go door knock them. If you can't find the right phone number, door knock them. Michael, is there anything else that you'd say here?
So guys, contact is the game you're playing. Mm-hmm. You're trying to gain contact with as many people as possible, whether it be through any medium out there. I'll throw it in the chat, but here's a couple of different skip tracers that I use. One is Lead Sherpa. I don't know if my comments are posting.
They are. Yeah,
one is Lead Sherpa, but that's just something we've been using for like 5 years. I wouldn't say it's incredible or anything, but it's solid. It helps us get good contact. Another one that a lot of the top guys in the country are suggesting, it's called Lead Genie or Skip Genie. I'm sorry. But what you have to realize is that real estate data comes from a handful of parent companies. One is called IDI, one is called Atom Data, and there's a few others. But if you're not getting that contact with your first lead skipping source, try others. It's not going to hurt you to get those. And then you'll realize that, certain sites have some information sometimes and not others. And then you pair them together, you're likely to get a phone number. And then if you add in things like True People Search or US Phone Book, all those things are free. You will find maybe not the homeowner, but you will find an heir, a neighbor, a son, daughter. You will contact someone. You've just kind of got to, roll that data over and over until you find what you're looking for. You can't just call the first number on your skip trace and it's disconnected and give up. It's what everyone does. To be a successful niche investor, you've got to take that next step always. So hopefully those two sources can be helpful, but really most of those skip tracing sites, they all get their information from the same 3 or 4 companies at the top.
That's the secret. So contact is the name of the game. Why do you say contact is the name of the game?
Because with pre-foreclosures, they're tough to get a hold of anyway. They don't necessarily want to talk to you, and they're behind on their house payments. They're behind on their car payments. They're behind on their cell phone. Oftentimes that cell phone's been shut down. So perhaps they go to the 7-Eleven and buy a burner phone or whatever. So their phone numbers are constantly changing. Things are in flux. And the average real estate investor is only skip tracing once, maybe. They call, it's disconnected, they give up. And that should be encouraging to you because that raises the bar of entry to require a little bit more effort. So
I like that. I want to remind you guys here, every Thursday, again, just because we have some people on here, every Thursday at 12 Arizona time, because we don't follow daylight savings. So I know some things are going to when is daylight savings shift, Michael?
I think it's maybe next Sunday or the Sunday.
Oh, see, we got to find that out.
So just it's going to mess everything up for everybody.
So just so you guys are aware, but every single Thursday at 12 o'clock, we are on here. Why am I telling you guys this? Because I want you to be able to come ask us questions. We want to be able to help you with whatever resource you guys need help understanding how to use. I want to make sure you're aware of that. So go to your alarms right now. Thursdays at 12 Arizona time. We do this. We'll do a Q&A and we'll give you guys some help in here. All right. Let's continue with the next question here. Oh, another website I've heard Nina Patel told me about it. It's called peoplelooker.com. PeopleLooker, it'll even give you like liens on the property. Yeah. So let me pull it off.
Take notes too. PeopleLooker.
Yeah, there you go. PeopleLooker. I just stopped using it because I have a different let me share my screen so it can be seen. PeopleLooker. It looks like this. But it's pretty good. It's pretty accurate. But I had another resource that I use that was working pretty well. PeopleLooker is really good. Let's go to the next few questions we have on here. I have lots of numbers that keep getting disconnected. Go knock them. Go knock them. Go knock the neighbors. Keep doing that. Message them on Facebook. Find them on Facebook. Find them on LinkedIn. Find them on Instagram. This is the squeaky wheel gets the deal, baby. That's what's going to be the difference for you. All right. Stacy's over on your YouTube. Stacy says, what do you guys recommend to your sales team regarding how to structure their days and be the most effective? Well, I literally just typed this up. I'm going to show you guys what I did for my team. Where did here we go. This is straight up what I just told my team. You guys can rip off and duplicate this, right? Be in love with the process. This is going to be a marathon, not a sprint. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. When you guys are getting started, you're going to be so slow. You don't know what you're doing. It's going to take a while till you get your groove, okay? Their daily schedule. My team, they get journal. Before we start our meetings, we play a little hype video up. We are a bunch of retired athletes that are just jocks in a locker room, hyping each other up. Yeah, we're going to go get rejected. Yeah, we can do this. Like we are getting the zone, baby, before we make our calls, before we do anything. Their goals are to write down their gratitudes every day. We write down 10 things we're grateful for. What are their goals? I have them keep their goals front of mind. I even ask them, how much do you guys want to make each month? I want my team to be, eventually I want to get to where we have insurance. We're providing people insurance coverage, all kinds of stuff. I want my people making a minimum $100,000 a year. Am I there right now? No, but I've painted the picture for them and what can happen, who their hot follow-ups are, who is an auction very soon, who has a big problem we think we're probably going to be able to help and purchase, and then the task that they must complete. This is a family member that we need to get all the heirs to sign the contract on. Have we been able to get a hold of them all? Things like that. Why do we, and I give them the reason why we do this. Keep the main thing the main thing. What we measure grows. Why do you guys think Arnold Schwarzenegger has massive biceps? Okay. The dude freaking tracks his workouts. What you guys pay attention to, it's going to be positive for you. Call the hot leads. No auction dates with auction dates. Follow up. They need to follow up with their hot leads, then their warm leads, and then their cold leads when they're doing their schedule. I've taken all the thinking out of this. Map out their door knocking route. This is their responsibility now. We made their first few routes, but now they have their own follow-ups they need to do. They need to map out who's a priority for me to follow up with. We give them the tools on that. Then follow up with the doors that we have not gotten a response with via phone or anything. KPI standards. Why do we have standards? This is the minimum for success. I know this is what will work for them. We're building your pipeline so you guys will have a steady deal flow coming in. We must be front of mind to help these homeowners. As a team member, you will track your KPIs in the morning and the evening. These are the expectations they have on my team. What you write is what you invite. That's supposed to say is what you invite. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. It's up to you guys, okay? Whatever area you need help in, do not hesitate to ask me for help. Open door policy. Same with you guys on YouTube and Instagram. If you know me at all, I would love to help you out, only if you're taking action. I'm going to stop the screen share here for a second to get really serious. I don't like people who just ask me theoretical questions and never take action. If you're not doing the sweat equity, don't talk to me, okay? Time is money. Don't be bothering me if you're not actually doing the work. I don't want to just answer a bunch of theoreticals. These are Michael Frankie's KPIs that I stole and made for my team, just so you guys are aware. Let's zoom in so you guys can see a little bit more, okay? And if I'm missing a KPI, Michael, feel free to correct me so I can make sure my team is doing well. Your success equals team success and more families saving their homes and their credit. That's very important. They need to have 50. This is the minimum. This is the standard. 50 calls a day, 15 conversations a day. That can be new leads and follow-up, 15 doors knocked a day, 100 doors knocked a week. So if you guys do 15 times how many weekdays, like maybe they need to be hitting 100 doors a week. So they got to figure out where to pepper in extra doors here. 5 appointments a day. And those appointments, we're going over the solutions to stop a foreclosure. 25 appointments a week. The goal is to get 1 contract a day and then 5 contracts a week. Now, are my new team members hitting this portion of it right now? No, but they're building up their pipeline to be able to attain that. So these are how we have them structure their day. I hope that was helpful. Is there anything that you do different than me, Michael, that I should be adding on here?
I'll just take a slightly different angle at it. We are trying to find the most high leveraged opportunities. Where do we find those? Over time, I have analytics and I have enough results to figure out where the opportunities are. One is when a notice of default comes out or a appointment in my state is what it's called. We are there that day immediately. If you go check out my YouTube channel, there was a door knocking video where in the middle of the video, we had a scheduled route already, but my VA sent me the appointments for that day. One was really close to me. I immediately drove over there, had a conversation. You can watch that conversation on YouTube. Yeah, that door knocking video. A few days later, I contracted that deal, assigned it for $35,000. Great. Money out of thin air. So right at the beginning, you will have people that take action. They're good people. Something has happened in their life. They want the situation solved right now. Okay, so that's your first high leverage right at the beginning. That first day, if you can. The other high leverage thing that you can do is circle the drain for the people of what I call the last 10 days list. So they have a foreclosure sale date set. It's the last 10 days. At that point, they've tried or at least looked at a reinstatement or a loan modification or a bankruptcy. At that point, they start realizing that they have an issue. And perhaps they may want to look at a cash sale or sub 2. So right at the beginning, right at the end, the other high option or high leverage option is vacants. Any house that is vacant where there is detachment from the homeowner. So the way I like my guys to schedule their day, our VA sends out all the new notice of defaults, all the new pre-foreclosures. I want someone to immediately get there, assess the situation, try to gain contact. They'll take notes on every single house. And then if there's a vacant lead, they will mark that in the CRM. And then we have a process for finding people with vacant houses. Okay, so Caroline has a KPI here that we also use. Try to knock 15 doors a day. They'll go hit those properties. Then they'll come back to the office, take any information they've found. Maybe they had a good conversation with someone. They're going to update that in the CRM. Maybe they found a vacant. Oh, we're going to go through the process of vacancy, try to contact someone. Or, hey, I had 15 door knocks. I contacted 3 people while I was out there. Well, these 12 I didn't, so I'm going to cold call them, etc. Deep research them. So it's just a continual process of, hey, let's start our day out in the field. Let's identify some opportunity. Let's come back to the office, take what we learned, and try to go deeper with that to uncover additional opportunity. So it's a little bit of extra flavor to what Caroline said.
I like that. That's really good. And I hope this, guys, this is my office hours with Michael Franke. I'm coming in here because he's been doing this you've been doing this 6 years?
Yep.
Way
Since
longer than I have.
For pre-foreclosures.
Okay. Copy off of somebody who's been doing it and has success in it. That's what's going to be a difference maker for you. And one other thing I want to say, so True People Search, again, these websites are free. The ones that I listed at the beginning, free stuff is never 100% accurate. Even the stuff you pay for when you're skip tracing phone numbers, never 100% accurate. Sometimes
I feel like I should have to pay True People Search something. They've made me a lot of money and I've never given them anything.
They have all their ads on there. Yeah. But Tanisha just said this. She said, I found someone's mom on True People Search and they connected me with the homeowner.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I want to say, when you're reaching out to family members, I don't go up to them and say, hey, Michael, I noticed that your sister is so broke she can't pay her bills, so I need you to connect me with her. Guys, that's a quick way to get how dare you call me? Okay? Remember, you're delivering sometimes not sometimes, bad news. I went on my role plays with my team yesterday. I even told them, like, if they don't know what's going on and I'm about to deliver the bad news, I open up my introduction. I'm very bubbly when I say, hi, how are you? And then sorry to bug you. And then once I come in and I'm delivering the bad news, I change my tone. I'm more empathetic because these people are going through probably the most stressful experience of their life with the most expensive asset they've ever owned. You're delivering really bad news. So don't just contact somebody's mom and be like, hey, yeah, can I contact your son? I want to buy their house for cash because they're about to lose it at an auction. We offer to buy the house at the very last option after we've given the homeowner every solution to try and keep it. Just so you guys are aware. So True People Search does work. Is it 100% accurate? No. Is anything 100% accurate? No. But door knocking, it's a way to get in front of it. Interesting question here. John Wilson. This is not related to a foreclosure. I received a mortgage statement from the seller. What is the next step? I don't know. What are you trying to do there, John? What do you do?
If it has nothing to do with the foreclosure, why are you looking at their mortgage statement? Just curious.
Yeah. So would love to know what you're doing with that. And somebody else, Edgar said, are you looking to sub to it? Like, what's your goal with that? I don't know what you want to accomplish with that. Let's see. Okay, perfect. This is one of the steps we recommend. Tanner said, seller had a 401k and hadn't talked to the mortgage company yet. I recommended he call them for a loan mod and look up if he had enough from his 401k to reinstate it. I didn't say more than 2 words about the cash sale. Guys, what's the best solution for the homeowner? We are in the business to serve and help them solve problems. I've helped more homeowners keep their properties than I have bought their properties. Okay. Now, when we buy those properties, sometimes they work out really well with good deals. And then Tanner wanted to know, should I push the cash sale a little more? No. Tanner, I think you should let them go out, see if it's going to work for them. If that doesn't work, maybe you asked this before Michael gave us the steps here. Let them go through everything, see if the loan mod can be approved, see if they can get help. And if none of those options work, then you come in for the cash sale or creative option. Would you say anything different there, Michael?
So guys, I always revert back to the movie Inception, where they're trying to plant an idea in someone else's head and make it think that it was their idea. So you're going through all these different options, and let it be known, I of course want to serve these homeowners. I want to do what's right for them, but I also am trying to buy this house. So you're going through every option. Reinstatement. You let them know this is the best option for you. You ask some pointed questions to either qualify them for that option or have them disqualify themselves from that option. Okay. Same thing with loan modification. You're asking pointed questions, seeing if they qualify for it, seeing if they disqualify. And of course, if they qualify, you're going to give them instruction on, hey, look, these are the things you need to do to go ahead and look into that option. And then when they say they're going to do that, then you set up that micro commitment. Hey, you're going to go talk to your sister about reinstating on Sunday afternoon? Cool. Can I call you at 4:00 after that lunch and just see how that went? You're always setting a micro commitment. I had a guy, I can't remember his name. He asked yesterday about having issues with taking the next step with buying a house out of pre-foreclosure. There's an issue where people are trying to be too nice in this sales process, and I love nice. But at the same time, we got to feed our family. So you can't just save 50 people's houses and never buy something on your own. You're guiding them through the options and being genuine about wanting to serve, but you are definitely trying to set a next step. We are salespeople too. We're trying to buy a house. So it is a balancing act of serving and being genuine and trying to guide them through a process to get to options 4 and 5 cash sales sub 2, if that makes sense.
Michael, when is the perfect time to make phone calls?
Whenever you can be consistent.
Oh, I've seen that question here quite a bit, guys. The best time to make these phone calls is whenever you can be consistent.
But Caroline said something earlier. We found out this person worked night shift. We found out this person worked mid shift. They work regular time. They're retired. Everyone has different schedules, and you can hit up people at different times. I've signed contracts at 7 a.m. I've signed them at noon. I've signed them at 11 o'clock at night. Everyone's got a different schedule. So whenever you can be consistent, of course, is when the time that's the best. But at the same time, if you learn some good information about someone, the neighbor says, oh, they get off work at 8 a.m, then they sleep all day. Well, it might be a good time to give them a call at 8:30 in the morning after they get off work. You just got to take those pieces of information and run with it. But I don't think there's a perfect time. Maybe Caroline feels different.
I agree. Same. You just perfect times when you're consistent. Tessa Marie Holmes said, is it worth helping stop pre-foreclosures in Washington, or should I focus on something else? Guys, if it's in a market where people are fixing and flipping, if it's in I would focus on highest leverage, where you're going to get the largest return. Focus on those. But yeah, if people need help, let me show you.
I know some guys in Washington that are getting deals aplenty. So
let me show you this
definitely worth the time.
Yeah, it's all worth it. Let me show you this review I got yesterday. Make it nice and big so it's easy to read. Okay, this is from yesterday that I got after helping a woman keep her house. I so appreciate Caroline's help in such a stressful situation. She gave me well-needed information on how to cope with my mortgage company and get all things taken care of. She did not require any money, and I was able to call her whenever I needed her. She helped me get my modification, and I am forever grateful for her help. There are a lot of scammers out there. It is nice to know there's someone out there who really wants to help you save your home. We get these all the time. Michael gets these all the time. It's really nice when you get paid. It's also really nice when you help a homeowner keep their house. And I've already planted the seed. Remember, we're planting seeds right now. I told her, she wants to stay in here for another year. She doesn't like living here. She's like, well, can you help me out with handyman? Can you help me out with this? Yeah, I'm going to provide value to her because maybe I'll buy her house eventually. I might even go in there, help her fix it up, and then help her list it. There's opportunities aplenty. And then she might know somebody else who's going through the same situation that does need to sell their house and tell me about it. Reviews from other people, referrals from other people are great. You have something else you want to say here, Michael?
That Google review is probably worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. So you think that it's a waste of your time to help someone save their home. They write that Google review. Don't be arrogant enough to think that people don't look you up.
Mm-hmm.
They do. And there are many, many times where someone's like, yeah, there's 2 or 3 other companies that I was thinking of working with. I looked them all up. Your Google reviews were phenomenal. Theirs were terrible. That's why I went with you. Sometimes it's just reputation. I can be as kind and helpful as possible, but other people are doing similar things. So don't think that Google review is not worth anything. That's going to get Caroline several deals down the line.
Absolutely. Another question. Where did it go? I was about to pull it up right here. David said, can you go through the steps of stopping a foreclosure? Well, you're lucky enough to be on this where a man just made this yesterday and posted it. I haven't even got a chance to watch it yet. So you guys can come in here and watch it. I'm going to click it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make sure that I save it for later, watch later to make sure I don't miss it. And you know what I'll do? I'll click it. I'll copy and share the link in here so you guys can watch it. But if you guys go to Michael's YouTube, just make sure he's paying the whole team to do this. I'll get there eventually, but it's nice. I just come over here and learn from Michael all the time. So, oh, look at all the people already giving you comments. Come in here and give a comment on it. So Michael, guys, if we give him words of affirmation, he'll keep making stuff for us to learn. He likes those words of affirmation. All right. So that's the secret right there, David. Another question from John. Caroline and Michael, seller has 3 rental properties that he's looking to sell. I've received all 3 mortgage statements today. Okay. Still don't know what you're trying to do there.
So if a seller has 3 properties and they're sending you mortgage statements, that indicates to me that he is very motivated. He just wants to get out from underneath. That's not normal behavior for someone that's not in pre-foreclosure. It's common when someone's in pre-foreclosure to go through a mortgage statement, figure out how far they are behind, etc. But it sounds like you got a motivated seller, John, so that's good. Hopefully you can buy all 3 of them.
I did see that Greg Clark has a few questions, but he has not asked anything. I'm guessing he might want to come up on stage. So Greg, I'm going to send you the link to get on here. Just make sure that you have YouTube closed really quickly. And then we only have a few minutes left on here because Michael's got a small child that needs some help. So, and that's his own child, just so you guys know. But
10 minutes.
10 minutes. So we got to make sure that we're efficient with our time. So Greg, I just texted you that link. We'll see if he jumps in here. One other thing that I want to just say for everybody on here that I want to make sure you guys understand is, there we go. Is it sharing? Again, make sure if you're not already, you are subscribed, you know when this is coming, turn on the alerts, make sure you have access to it all. But every Thursday at 12 o'clock Arizona time, Michael and myself are live. We do a Q&A. We do role plays in here. Michael's been paying people to cut up our lives and make them short and sweet on his YouTube channel. So make sure that you guys are on there. But every Thursday, 12 o'clock Arizona time, we are live. Set your calendars, set your alarms so you get notified when we do this so you can ask the questions on our lives. I'm not seeing Greg Clark asking anything or joining us in the back end. So Tanisha, if you want to text him, I texted him. I heard nothing. I don't see any other questions coming in from people right now. So if we don't have Greg joining us and nobody else wants to jump up here and ask something, we might even just end up here early unless there's another question. Is there anything else that you'd say right now, Michael, to new people getting started?
Come on, people, we're here. We may as well talk about something. Has anyone got a deal or something we can talk about?
Ooh, that wouldn't be bad. Let's see. Let's throw this. I'm going to throw the link in here. If anybody's on this live, you can click on that little StreamYard link and you can jump up on stage with us. You just have to leave YouTube for us to be able to answer your question. Michael, I'm going to ask you something. So with your contact, how do you count a contact? What does a contact look like for your team?
A contact would either be you've spoken to someone at a door knock capacity. Mm-hmm. You are cold calling. You either call the number and it's confirmed that it's them, or a contact could also be you've cold called someone, they did not answer. It's a good practice to listen all the way through their voicemail because they'll say, hey, I'm Sally Smith, leave a message. Well, if it's the right name that you're looking for, I would consider that a contact. If you get a hold of them on Facebook or if they respond to a piece of direct mail, basically, if there's a way to confirm their contact information is correct, or if you have spoken to someone involving that situation, I would call that a contact. And that's our game at our company, is trying to get as many of those as you can.
Stacy said, I'm about to go do my first door knock. If I leave a note, is it okay to mention the foreclosure on the note?
You can. I mean, at the end of the day, your clients are going to be your clients. And some will get really offended by that. Some will pour out their soul. You're looking for the people that really want your help. In terms of the sticky notes, I probably don't include the buzzwords as often. I like to say something like, hey, Sally, I noticed your lender was giving you grief. Happy to hop on a phone call and go through all your options. It's just a little bit lighter.
I like that. And then one last question before I bring Greg up, and we got 5 minutes left. At what point do you decide a pre-foreclosure lead is not a deal, and you do not give any and do you give any alternative advice to the homeowner?
I mean, I think we all know when a deal isn't a deal, and you don't want to force those into existence. But we're in the business of serving. I actually shared my community. What's it called? The service thing where I had every single different community resource guide, to where anything that they could want, from credit repair to food kitchens to whatever, tons of different stuff. So if there's someone that you truly can't help them with their situation, there's at least a resource in there that can get them going in the right direction. So oftentimes we'll guide them through that, try to connect them with someone that can fill an immediate need, and just serve them in that way. Maybe we can't buy their house or do anything for them, but oftentimes I'll help people stop their foreclosure sale, even if it doesn't gain me any financial incentive. So you're just serving.
I love that. All right, Greg. What's up, dog?
Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me?
You sound great. What's going on?
Good. What's up, Michael? Appreciate all the value that you give out every Thursday. I love your YouTube channel. Content's really good, and well edited. I love it.
Oh, thank you.
So real quick, I know you got to get out of here. A couple questions. One of the things that I'm curious about, and I want to start building a Rolodex on, is resources that kind of like coincide with helping homeowners that are in foreclosure with different, situations. And so what I've been thinking about is reaching out to, companies that do estate sales. I got the idea from you on one of your videos about assisted living. So I wanted to see if you could give me like a rough rundown of like what companies and or resources do you keep on your Rolodex or kind of work in tandem by referring them business.
Caroline, do you happen to have that resource guide handy?
I can pull it up. It's in my text messages with you. Let's see here.
I don't know how many pages that thing is, but over time we have encountered every situation known to man. Well, I'm sure something will surprise me down the line, but every time we've come into a new situation and a person has a new need, we add a resource or a person that we've found that can assist them with that. And then we've added it to this document. So we'll see if Caroline can pull it up.
Interesting. I don't know if this is going to let me, hang on, let me move it over to my other monitor here and see if that will let me do it. Entire screen. Here we go. Can you see it now?
We can see it.
All right. So here, I'll make it a little the way it was, and he sent it to me so it's easier to read. So he has, I think you have like 15 pages on here.
Oh, wow.
Homeless services for homeless students, teen parenting support, main program office, program contacts, program goals, program services include, you have food banks on here, lunch partners, Red Cross. This is all for his area.
Right.
It's insane. He's got a bunch of pages on here though.
So I guess over the past like 6 years of doing this, you've just slowly kind of built that.
Yeah. Like I said, it just is need based. We would find a need, and then we would find a partner that's really good at helping people with that. I'm big into delegation. I don't want to do everything. I don't want to be an expert at everything. I want to focus on what I'm good at. And then I refer it to a partner. So I could post that somewhere. And of course it's dedicated to my area, but it at least gets your brain turning on the different things that you can help people with. Because imagine you're at a door and someone's kind of shut down in terms of selling a house, but once you've figured that out and you can just say, hey, look, while I'm here, there's probably something going on that I could at least lend a hand with. Maybe it's not buying your house or whatever. Is there something that I can help with? And they'll say, well, I got this, this, and this. And then you can refer them that person for that particular need. And then once they get value there down the line, if they need to change their mind and sell, Greg Clark's going to be the one that gets that deal,
Yeah, that was exactly my thought process, because I always lead with value and service on the front end. And, even if I don't buy the house, obviously I want to, but if I don't, you still served. And, obviously Caroline just proved that you can get some really good Google reviews, which in turn down the line will, make you a
hey
ton
guys,
of money.
if you want to,
do you want to share the resources that you're about to say?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to make you guys earn the resource. So what you have to do to earn the resource, you need to go to Michael's YouTube and my YouTube, and you have to do this. You have to message me on Instagram after the fact. I will be the one that shares it. So you're going to go to Michael's YouTube and mine after the fact. It's going to look different for my page. You're going to come over here. You're going to pretend you're not subscribed. So we're going to do it from the top. You're going to come over here and click subscribe. Once you subscribe, you have to click all right up here. Make sure. So anytime Michael goes live and uploads a video, like yesterday, I got the notification. He uploaded his stop foreclosure. You have to send me a screenshot on Instagram. This is my Instagram handle right here. Let me pull up Instagram for you guys. Instagram, you're going to message me a picture that you are subscribed to all. You have all notifications turned on. All right. I'm going to share this tab. This is my Instagram. You're going to show us that you're following Michael and myself on Instagram and on YouTube, and you have all notifications turned on. You're going to message me those pictures, and I will send out that resource guide to you. So I'm asking you to do some work because Michael has spent hundreds of thousands of dollars building that over the years. And you got to prove to me that you want it. And then you got to you're going to be subscribed to our YouTube, have all notifications turned on, subscribe to following us on Instagram, all notifications turned on for that. Message me the photos, and I want to see proof that you've door knocked one door. Send me a picture of a sticky note on a door, and then you'll get it. You got to do 3 things. I know it's a little tough, but if you want it bad enough, you'll do it. So prove to me you're door knocking. Only the action takers get rewarded there. What's your next question, Greg? We have like 1 minute left before Mike lets go take.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I'll ask this one real quick. I was going to kind of go deep on it, but so I did see the video of like the different ways that you market to the foreclosures in your area. I love that video. It's really good about like how many times you reached out to the seller, that one particular seller. But I wanted to touch base on like the email marketing for just a second. So in terms of email addresses, you're just getting that from, your skip trace data, correct? Or are you getting those email addresses from another source?
So different skip trace services. And then we have a way of validating emails that are still active.
Okay.
So those are the ones we send to, and then we rotate between different ones that we've found through different sources. It's kind of an inexact approach because it's hard to confirm someone's email address without a reply. Something like a phone number, it's either going to say it's disconnected, or you get a hold of someone that's not the right person, or you can hear the phone number's correct through the voicemail, or they confirm over the phone.
Right.
But emails are a little bit different beast. We actually do really well in responses with those, but it's a little bit more of a.
My next question is like what, as far as your response rate or, contact.
I'd have to go look up the actual response rate, but we get a good number of deals through that. So it's definitely worth the time to go through there and make sure you're emailing as many as possible. Okay.
And then the last thing was video messaging. Mm-hmm. Now you have guys that work on your team, and I know, on the videos, you'll jump on there and just use your iPhone. Mm-hmm. Is there a particular method to the madness? I mean, do your guys on the team do that, or you do all the video message? I'm just curious.
So in the past, the only way was to do that manually.
Right.
You're getting on your iPhone or whatever, taking a 30-second video, high leverage 30-second, no doubt. But to get to everyone, that's a lot. And then if you don't know their phone number and you're sending it to 3 or 4 different people, it's a lot. So I am working on a process using AI that will simplify that significantly.
Right.
just a teaser for now. But
Yeah,
in the future, you'll be able to do that. Record Greg Clark and his message one time, and then it'll be able to say, "Hey, Caroline, your house on 123 Main Street. Hey, Michael, your house on 123 Main Street." All looking like Greg Clark is saying it.
right.
So
See, I didn't know
that'll
if
be
you did like
streamlined
that.
down the road, but that's a little
Yeah, I
ways
didn't know if you
out.
did like a pre-recorded message. I know that, you know, when you get a video message directly in your messenger, it's more powerful. But still, I didn't know you have like a streamlined process of like recording a video and then like having it as like a unlisted YouTube video or like a Google Drive link and sending that. I didn't know if you went as far as doing that.
We could go down a tangent on processes like that. That's super in the weeds. But
Yeah.
I'd happy to go over some of that another time. But
Okay.
I gotta run. I'm
Yeah,
afraid.
I
I wish I could
appreciate your
stay
time.
and
I
talk about
appreciate
it.
every time you come on there. You give tremendous amounts of value. So
Greg, thanks for coming on here, dude.
Yeah.
Good to see
yeah,
you.
yeah,
I'll see
absolutely.
you
Appreciate
Tuesday.
you having me, Caroline.
Yeah, of course, man. Greg's awesome. All right, so let me give you guys this. Like, I'm a big visual person, so let's make sure we're on the same page here. To get the resource guide for free 99, you need to follow, subscribe, turn on all notifications, door knock one door, and take a picture of that. It cannot be your front door. I thought about this. I'm like, how can people get out of this? You got to show me who the lead is. All right. You're going to take a screenshot and those pictures, and you're going to send it to me on Instagram. So you got to be showing me that you're following Michael's Instagram and my Instagram and YouTube, both of these, to get access to that resource that Michael has spent hundreds of thousands of dollars collecting. Again, just so you guys know, let me move up here. Look how quick I did this. I just wrote it out for you. We are live every Thursday at 12 o'clock Arizona time on here. Come back, turn those notifications on, ask us more questions. Sometimes we run over in like a half hour, so we're here for an hour and a half. Family comes first. Michael's got to take care of his daughter right now. So, Michael, thank you for being able to leave your house, come over here, do this, and get back over to take care of your kids. Love the way you lead from the front. Really do appreciate everything you've done. Guys, if you didn't get your question answered, we ran out of time. We have hours and hours of recordings of how we pull data, how we contact people, how to door knock, everything on our YouTube, so you can catch that out. Michael, thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for coming on, everybody.